Hey everyone, welcome to my review of both of the Imperial scanning crew sets. Now these are Kmart exclusives of the Imperial scanning crew from the first released movie A New Hope. See, on the back of this one it says, "The Millennium Falcon is captured by the Death Star. A scanning crew searches the ship for the crew while Stormtrooper TK-421 stands guard outside the ship." It also says collect this other set sold separately, so you have to buy each of these. I think they were about 16 bucks each. This one says basically the same thing. Millennium Falcon is captured by the Death Star. A scanning crew checks the ship for crew or droids while an Imperial officer monitors the investigation. Alright, I'm going to rip these open, but I'm pretty slow at that, so I'll be right back when they're open. Alright, everything's opened, and I'm going to have to say I got mostly good things to say. This is what you get in the TK-421 pack. You can see. Now, I'm going to have to admit, I don't pay that close of attention to all the little details when I'm watching the movies. So I'm not exactly sure how the scanner is supposed to be set up, but you get all these little pieces with it. Now, I'm not sure what this little piece is. It came with the scanner, and there's a little indentation on the inside to hold it in. And one very small complaint I have is that I could not get this hose to fit into the little hole that it's supposed to fit into. So I'll just take a hobby knife and trim it down a little bit. But as it came out of the package, I had trouble putting the little hose into the hole, so much that I couldn't actually make it happen, and I pushed this down a little bit, kind of broke it, but I pushed it back up again and everything was fine. So like I said, I'll just trim this down a little bit and that should be okay. Now here was the big surprise with the TK-421. I don't know how well you can see, but this guy is really shiny. This is really one of the... Now, I love Stormtroopers. This is probably the best Stormtrooper figure that I've seen. The only problem is, I don't know how well it'll show up here. It doesn't look like it shows up that well, but the Stormtrooper is so white and shiny that the helmet is a tiny bit discolored. Now, since this is brand new, I'm afraid that it might become even more discolored, so that could be a drawback. But who knows? As it is, it's not so bad. It could only become a problem is if it does get more discolored as it is exposed to air and light. But okay, here's the cool part about TK-421. Now his belt is a little bit different. I'm not sure what this little piece is, but he does not have that little canister on the back. I think it's supposed to be some sort of a detonation device, some sort of bomb or something. But he does have this tiny little comlink, which is very accurate, I'm assuming, to the movie, because if I remember correctly, TK-421 was Luke's disguise, and he was the one in the Death Star with the comlink. The comlink comes off, and that's pretty cool. The head is ball jointed. There's no face underneath, so if you wanted, well, you'd have to trim down this ball quite a bit, but you could make a very nice custom Luke with his little comlink. Just trim this down and pop a Luke head on there. Then you wouldn't even have to worry about the helmet being a little bit discolored. Okay, so that's the first set. Nope, not quite. Forgot to talk about the scanning crew guy. All these figures, I'm just going to say, they have the usual articulation. Ball joint, ball joint, ball joint. Swivel, swivel, ball joint. And then These ankles swivel two ways. I guess that's ball jointed. Whatever. Anyway, this guy's helmet does not come off. The one small complaint is that the insignias, you can see, they stick out so much that you can have a little bit of a problem with the articulation. So this is as high as his arm goes. Got some little communicator on his forearm there. But overall, pretty nice figure, pretty nice set. And over here is what you get with the other set: a scanning crew member, an Imperial officer, and the other part of the scanning equipment. Now, I'm going to assume that since this has wheels, that this goes on top like that, and that constitutes the complete scanner. But like I said, I don't pay enough attention to details when I watch the movies, so I know a lot of Star Wars fans do. I guess I just kind of tune out some things a little too much. Anyway, we talked about this guy before. I don't know if I mentioned the gun goes in the holster. Looks pretty cool. The Imperial officer, the big difference is his hat can come off, and got all the same articulation as the ones before. So overall, is it worth almost $40 after tax to get this? I'm not really sure. Since I'm a huge Stormtrooper fan, I would definitely get the one with the Stormtrooper. And with that, I mean, this is your scanning equipment. Pops open. You've got presumably the working part of the scanner right here, where they point stuff around and, you know, do the scanning. If I were to get only one of the two sets, definitely the one with the TK421, because Imperial officer, you can always get an Imperial officer. Do you really need the bottom wheels to the scanner? I wouldn't say so. So in my opinion, I would get the TK421 set if you're only going to get one. If you have to have it complete, of course, get both sets. But for my money, stick with this set. You get everything you want. Alright, I hope you like this. Any comments or suggestions, leave them below. And thanks for watching.